Take a breath. You're here. This is the Her Perspective, a space for real conversation and becoming in real time. Hello, and welcome to the Her Perspective podcast, a podcast for people navigating growth in real time. I am your host, V, and today let's just take a moment for us. So, in the last episode, we talked about what it looks like to trust how we were made, trusting our depth, our compassion, our sensitivity, and understanding that those things were never flaws. They just needed care, they needed wisdom, and they needed boundaries. And what I've been noticing here lately is that when you start trusting yourself more, you don't just think differently. You start to move differently, not in a loud way, not in a way where everything in your life suddenly changes overnight. It's actually much quieter than that. Sometimes, moving differently just means your pace changes, your response time changes, what you tolerate change. You're still kind, you still love people, you'll still show up, but you're not overextending yourself anymore. And that shift starts on the inside. I realize that when you grow internally, your external life eventually has to adjust. The way you spend your time starts to feel differently. The conversations you engage in start to feel differently. The energy you give access to, it starts to matter more. And that adjustment can feel uncomfortable, not because you're doing something wrong, but because it feels familiar. It becomes safer than alignment. So now you're in a space where you're not who you used to be, but you're still getting used to who you're becoming. And that feels unfamiliar. In this season, I've been unlearning the idea that I need to respond immediately, that I need to explain myself fully, that I need to prove my intentions just to keep peace. I'm also learning that pausing is not avoidance, it's really discernment. That choosing not to engage doesn't mean I don't care, it means I'm protecting my peace. That doing less doesn't make me less valuable, it actually makes me more present. And I'm not going to lie, there are moments when you start moving differently and the people around you notice it before you do. You're not so available, you're not so reactive, you're not so quick to smooth everything over. And it can feel awkward for sure because growth doesn't always feel confident at first. Sometimes growth feels quiet, it feels unfamiliar. Sometimes it feels like you're second guessing yourself, even when you know what you're doing is right. But what I'm learning is that discomfort doesn't mean misalignment. Sometimes it just means you're breaking patterns that have been with you for so long. And one thing that has been really important for me in this season is moving different doesn't mean hardening my heart. It doesn't mean becoming cold. It doesn't mean I stop being loving. It doesn't mean I lose my softness. It just means I'm leading with intentions instead of impulses. It means I'm choosing clarity over chaos. It means I'm listening to myself before I immediately accommodate everybody else. I don't have to become a different person. I just have to move in a way that honors who I am now. So for me, moving differently looks like choosing rest without guilt. It looks like being more selective with my time. It looks like trusting my instincts the first time instead of talking myself out of them. It looks like me not over explaining my decisions just so I can be fully understood. It looks like allowing things to unfold instead of forcing outcomes. It's quieter than before, for sure. It's slower than before, but it feels more honest. And that's how I know it's right. So, if you're in a season where you feel yourself moving differently and you don't fully recognize your rhythm yet, that doesn't mean you're lost. It just means you're adjusting. You're learning what fits this version of you. You're learning what no longer does. You're learning that your peace matters, your time matters, your energy matters, and that takes courage to move in a way that people aren't used to. So, before we close, let's sit with this together. I trust the pace I'm moving out of. I honor the shifts within me. I am allowed to move differently in this season. Thank you for spending this moment with me. May your becoming stay honest, soft, and right on time for your heart and your life. Talk soon.